So I am Dr. K.K. Sharkar, PhD, MPT Orthopedics and Neurology, BPT, CIO, SMC courses. It is obesity management courses and certified dry needling practitioner. I am certified manual therapy practitioner, certified obesity and slimming and weight loss management practitioner. It is without medicine and anti-supplement and non-invasive treatment. I am specialized on disc problem, low back pain, weight loss and slimming program, gym and sports injury physiotherapy, post stroke and paralysis treatment, spinal cord injury, post-operative physiotherapy, tailbone pain, cervical, tennis elbows, frozen shoulder. My chamber is or residential chamber is the Cortex Multi Speciality Physiotherapy and Slimming, Jalandhar City, Punjab. My phone number is 96531879008. Today I will discuss about the mechanism link between diabetes mellitus and obesity. So today we discuss about what is diabetes mellitus, type of diabetes mellitus, and how it link with obesity, and what is the complication, what is the risks of obesity to increase the diabetic patients. So go to the discussion. So first question is, what is diabetes? So diabetes mellitus is a chronic disorder that can alter the carbohydrate, protein, fat metabolism, and it is caused by the absence of insulin secretion due to the progressive or marked inability of the beta Langerhans its cell of the pancreas to produce insulin, or due to defect in insulin uptake in the peripheral tissue. So diabetes mellitus is broadly classified under two categories, which include type 1 and type 2. So what is type 1? The type 1 diabetes occur most commonly in children, but it can sometimes also appear as an adult age, and particularly in those in their late 30s and early 40s. Patients with diabetes mellitus 1 type 1 are generally not obese or frequently present with an emergency status known as diabetes ketoacidosis. So now diabetes mellitus can explained by the damage to pancreas cell due to environmental or infectious agent. So pathophysiology of the diabetes mellitus type 1 is considered to be autoimmune. There is a strong relationship between the type 1 diabetes and other autoimmune diseases such as Graves' disease, Hashimoto's thyroid, and Addison's disease. When these diseases are present, the prevalence rate of type 1 may predict all of mortality. So now we are discussing about the type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes has a different pathophysiology and etiology as compared to type 1 diabetes. The existence of many new factors, for example, the increased prevalence of obesity among all ages group and both sex, physically inactivity, poor diet, and urbanizations. and both means that number of patients diagnosed with type 2 diabetes is rising. And type 2 diabetes is described as a combination of low amount of insulin production, insulin resist production from the pancreas beta cell, and peripheral insulin resistance. Insulin resistance lead to a elevated fatty acid in plasma, causing decrease the glucose transport in the muscle cells and as well as increase the fat breakdown, subsequently leading to elevated hepatic glucose production. So insulin resistance and pancreas beta cell dysfunction must occur simultaneously for type 2 diabetes to develop. Anyone who is overweight or obese has some kinds of insulin resistance, but diabetes only develop in those individuals who lack sufficient insulin secretion to match the degree of insulin resistance. So dysfunction of the beta cell is a main factor across the progression from pre-diabetes to diabetes. So after the progressions from normal glucose tolerance to abnormal glucose tolerance, post-prandial blood glucose levels increase initially. Thereafter, fasting hyperglycemia may develop as the suppression of the hepatic glycogenosis fails. However, macrovascular complications appears to unrelated to glycemic abnormality, insulin resistance with lipid abnormality. Low level of high density lipoprotein and high level of low density lipoprotein and triglyceride. Thrombic abnormality as well as atherosclerotic risk factor, for example, smoking, family history and hypertension, and determined the cardiovascular risks in patients.